Salam and greetings, everyone. Welcome to another session of another episode of Seekers Session. Join us together with your host, me, Indra Sahib,
And I'm Shema Alkaf.
for another episode on topics of mental health. Alhamdulillah. For today's topic, we have a topic that is I would say is a very serious topic within our community,
Yes.
which is failed marriage, right? Where it mostly lead to depression among women, right? So without further ado, allow me to introduce our special guest for today. We have with us Sister Amy and also Ustazah Laila. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
How are you, Ustazah?
Alhamdulillah, fine. Thank you.
MashaAllah. Thank you to both of you for coming down for today's session. We feel very grateful that we are able to share this opportunity to venture into this discussion on the topic of failed marriage. And first and foremost, I would like to introduce to our listeners and our viewers our special guest for today, which is Sister Amy, which is not her real name, by the way. More into her experience and life about this topic. So without further ado, I would want to start off with asking Sister Amy, right, on her aspect where she went through. Maybe give us a summary on your own marriage itself, and what are the struggles that you face like within your marriage.
Yeah, you can introduce yourself first and all that. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I will start with okay. I get to know my husband is a so-called a childhood friend. Since during madrasah time at Masjid Darul Makmur. So what happened is that we have a childhood at Yishun area. So during that point of time, out of curiosity, I'm also so-called involved in drugs. So at the age of 11, I am introduced with drugs. So I have attempt for drugs up to my age of 25 years old. Then at the age of 25, I met back my ex-husband during that time. So what happened is that during that period, he was wanted because he absconded urine. So during that period, we were caught. So I entered for DRC. He went in also for DRC. So after that, we decided to, maybe we should just cool down, then just relax. We decided to actually go for our career, go for our studies. So we get married. We get married in 2014. So during the 2014 period, we go through a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges. So what happened is that there's too many communication breakdown between us because we are too busy with our work, our life. Then basically, I'm also involved in. I'm too attached to the family, so it's a new thing for me to adapt. Where a new family members actually came into my life.
So don't mind me asking, you enter marriage at the age of, and then sorry, you entered marriage at the year of 2014.
Yeah, at the age of 27.
So during that time, 2014, you are still new. You don't know what you are going to expect in terms of marriage. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Okay, so during our marriage period, I think he's too involved in friends. So he used to his life, his regular life previously before marriage, hanging around with friends, going back quite late, around like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., doing his interest activities, soccer, fishing and stuff.
Maybe allow me to ask this question. Maybe can you elaborate further on his character and also his nature as a person to you? Yeah.
Okay, as a friend, I know he is a very hot-tempered person. He's a very hot-tempered person. He very aggressive, egoist. Then I would say that he's the type who is a bit arrogant. arrogant. For myself also, I believe I have my own so-called characteristic lah, where actually both of us actually would say have the same similar character
Traits.
similar traits. So happens that both having a similar traits, we kind of call it that in between lah when we have any conflicts. So both of us tend not to give in to each other. So that is where we start to have all these trouble in marriage. Yeah.
I see. So the problem between you and the issue, the series of issue, right, and conflicts that arise between you and your husband have already begun during the first year of your marriage. Am I right to say that?
I would say that it even started even before our marriage without me realizing that, but I still choose to proceed with the marriage.
Why is that so? Maybe allow me to ask you that question.
Love is blind.
Yeah, love is blind. Basically, during that point of time, love is blind. So I thought that by him being very aggressive, physical abuse, but I thought that, okay, everyone deserves a second chance. Even myself, my family give me a second chance. So I'm giving him that chances, knowing that I thought that he would be able to change. But subsequent, after few years, I think character is like becoming a habit. So it's not easy for a person to change.
I think maybe we, as women, we always think that, maybe after marriage you'll change,
Yes.
So that's a weakness in many of us, So I think it's more of the people who are outside looking in, and then they know that, okay, you know what, this is not going to work. But it's difficult because we are already in that zone of like being in love and everything. So it's and then now when Sister Amy mentioned about how men are like her ex-husband was very inclined to his friends, and all that, because this is already a bad habit that has been going on before marriage. So if before marriage they already have this kind of habit, then after that like you expect more or less
but definitely coming from a man point of view, definitely I'm not defending men in general, but I'm just also want to open up for this discussion. Man, knowing and you have already witnessed your future husband traits and character, right, before entering marriage, definitely you would have consult family members. You would have consult your close friends, right? Definitely, right? Maybe you ask their opinion. What do you think of this guy? Should I enter marriage with this guy or not? It's going to be a big decision for me. So does that happen to you?
No, not exactly. So what happened between me and him, I really keep it to myself. I don't share with anyone during that point of time. So I portray him to my family and friends that he's a good person, a perfect guy that I should be married with. So everything so-called been exposed actually after few years that I started to file PPO against my own husband.
I see.
Yes.
Sometimes this true color and true nature of a man will not be featured in that early stage of organization.
But I think I can sense that her strength there, where she kept it to herself. Because I think not many women can actually keep things to themselves, So I think that is the strength, that they have. They keep it to themselves, whereas for some, they would complain. So
And, okay, then maybe we allow Sister Amy to give us more summary on her marriage life, and then and what does it leads to, maybe right after that, please. Yeah.
Okay, so after the incident where I actually filed a PPO against him around 2017, so after that I decided to just, I think I'm going to zip up. I'm not going to say much to him to avoid further arguments, to avoid further conflicts. So I start to focus like getting myself into studies. So that is when I actually start to take part-time study in Sharia Islamia in Jamia. So I focus more on study and also my work. Then other than that, I also have went through the process where my mom is so-called critical ill. She having a cancer.
I see.
So at the same time, after a year later, then my father. So I'm more focused on the family work and also study rather than my own husband during that point of time. So due to that, I think it keeps both of us more distant from each other.
When you said you filed PPO against your husband, okay? I mean, enlighten us. Maybe a lot of our viewers and listeners, they might not know the term of PPO. You see, so what does it stands for, and what have it occurred before, and until you need to file for PPO?
Okay, PPO is basically a personal protection order. It's under the family court.
Okay.
Personal protection order, it doesn't only apply on physical abuse.
I see.
It's also apply on mental, verbal abuse. As long as you feel or you have those traits where you feel violated by your own husband, as in as long as you feel threatened by your own husband or anyone, can be anyone, even your family members, your own friends also, you can file PPO against them. So what happened before that was even before marriage, I've been so-called beaten up by him before in a public. He humiliated me in the public. Even after marriage, during our marriage process also, it happens at public area, right? In the middle of KK. So he do such things lah. So I think after few occasions, what I can recall is about like 5 to 6 occasions. Then I decide to file for PPO.
But don't mind me if, because definitely this beginning stage of our episode, right? We want to actually give Sister Amy to elaborate in detail on her life. So allow me to ask this question. When he was very physically abused towards you, right? And you know that you are in public, especially in public. What was your reaction the first time it happened?
I felt shocked, of course. So people will start to look at you because you're creating a scene in the public. So I don't know how to react. So I choose to walk off. So when I started to walk off, he started to be more aggressive. He will start to pull my hand. He will start to confiscate my handphone. He don't allow me to contact anyone.
He's a very possessive person.
Yeah, very possessive. So I'm considered like trapped during that moment. So I can't do anything. Even like certain occasion where he just take my bag and refuse to allow me to go home. So I have no money, I have no phone, so I can't move.
Oh my God.
Yeah, to the extent where he take everything so that he left me during that point of time like in a situation like hopeless situation.
He stranded you in a very left stranded in no man's land, you see.
Yeah. So even I intend like to approach the public, like anyone passerby, but some publics are just don't want to get involved. They just don't bother to come and help.
I think they are skeptical or what, maybe? Or
probably skeptical, or maybe they just don't want to get involved because they know this is considered personal. So they don't want to get involved more on this kind of thing unless there's really, I'm not so sure lah, because even I was slapped or in front of the public, like no one helped, everyone just like watch a scene. They don't do anything.
Wow. Okay, maybe before we go further into this discussion, because definitely there's more to Sister Amy's life that we're going to unfold during the show. So I want to give this stage for us to discuss, and also allow Ustazah Laila, right, to maybe give her inputs on marital issues, right, between husband and wife. And we know that this beginning stage for a woman's life, they need support, right, Ustazah? So maybe what is your view on this relating to Sister Amy's life? Yeah.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Actually, when listening to Sister Amy, I was reminding what last week, I just counseled a lady, same story about this lady, and she's now attending. Last week she attending 2 times already my class. Before that, she came to me and I thought you want to ask about what? Because I'm Ustazah, right?
Yeah.
The first thing she asked me is about talak. Because the husband, when in anger, say, I ceraikan you lah kan?
Yeah, betul.
And actually, to me, if they come with that question, I want to know more. What happened? You
I
know?
see.
Then the story is quite the same.
Oh.
Because this husband also ex and she, according to the wife, still taking
That means
drug.
it's an ex-offender, a drug offender lah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, I
And
see.
still taking. But the wife say, I can't be bothered anymore because I want to help. She want to help. Was in love, love is blind like you say lah. Was in love from kids, you know. And then both get married, divorced, and come out from prison, get married. So
Wow.
to them is like so long already become friend.
Yeah.
So that's why these are the question I ask. Before you get married, you can get so macam together, right?
Yeah.
But when you get married already, why all this happen?
Yeah, correct.
Why all this happen? Because not even 1 year she got get married now.
Yeah.
And then the story is of course lah, because then she did ask me, because I say when you come to me, that's not your husband. I mean, I'm helping you, not your husband. How you can change your life by changing your mindset and how you change your what? How
Approach,
your approach to your husband, what you can do.
Yeah.
Is that I always say like that? What you can do? For example, she said she take for PPO, right?
Yeah.
To me, like PPO, I mean, you how you protect yourself from being beaten again by your husband. Although she knew that maybe because she provoked her husband.
Yeah.
But to me, beside that, what must you do? And always, when I did counselling, I will share with them about the power of your subconscious mind. That you have your own power. How to make yourself powerful in a positive way, so you can help yourself and others also.
Sorry, Ustazah.
Yeah.
When you say about powerful, like Ustazah, what does it translate to? Right? Do you mean do you maksudkan pada maknanya you believe in yourself or more to like macam you have authority or what?
No, you believe that you have the power of, for example, you got the brain, Allah give you mind. You have the subconscious mind. I mean, I always will share with my clients about the power of your subconscious mind. And you have, pernah dengar tak? You ever listen about the conscious mind and subconscious mind?
Pernah.
Yeah. So kat prison I always share about this.
Okay.
That means you can help yourself by knowing this power. That means you can understand your emotion, how to control your emotion, the power of the emotion. That's important, right? So by helping your husband, that you have to control your emotion first, positive emotion. Then you kena macam satu lagi emotion satu. After they dah sharing semua, I always ask them, what you actually expect, what your expectation with your marriage, Susan? What do you want? Then you focus on what you want, because she still want her husband. Of course, just not even 1 year marriage, right?
Yeah.
So what you want in your marriage? So you kena senaraikan. You write down what you really want. And that's why I teach them how to write what they want in their marriage.
Tapi syukur kalau mereka bertemu dengan Ustazah. I mean they manage to, if for those women out there, they are lucky lah if they are under your guidance, Ustazah. But for many women out there, still they are clueless. Clueless, and dorang tak tahu mana nak pergi, apa aku nak buat, and dorang feel very inferior in a way where my husband is always oppressing me. Mereka ditindas oleh suami mereka sendiri, dan mereka tak tahu, I mean they themselves don't know what to do next. I mean, what's your take on this, Ustazah?
Yeah, that's why I say it's very good that one of the cara that you are doing this. I hope so many women will get helps.
Amin,
because
insyaAllah.
dia tak boleh macam you cannot, you alone. You cannot, you have to seek for help. A lot around us, there's a lot of help around us. Mana-mana you can go, the Muslim organisation or others from not the Muslim one. You can if you want, sure you will be guided. To me is that if you want. That's why I'm very happy if you like this dakwah platform. I hope so. So when any woman that they got married problem, please seek for help. There's a lot of helper, counselor, because usually we will share with our friend, sharing curah hati, right?
Yeah, betul.
But you are still talking about all the bad
Problems,
things, the problems, and you are not focusing on the solution, and then you will attract more problems, and you will attract more negative that one side. That's why I always want them, you share, but what is the solution? Then focus on what you want.
But also, I think maybe we feel kind of sad for like segolongan wanita yang dalam situasi macam ni, is that they are married to such men lah, and the character. So pada diorang macam alamak, okay, so macam this is the macam ni lah, this is what I can get lah. Setakat ni lah. So macam they tend to
give up,
macam not so much give up, but more on macam like lower their own standards, and they lower themselves, their own self-esteem and everything. So they think that macam, I cannot get a better man, that kind of thing, because the man already manipulate them in such a way that macam, that you cannot get better than me lah. I mean, this is the best. So that dorang dah macam in that situation where they are stuck in that position where if I were to leave this man, I'm gonna be all alone. I might not be able to find someone better, this kind of thing. So because they've already been in a way mentally corrupted, with the husband punya wrongdoings and things like that lah. So
Okay, I want to pose this question to Sister Amy. Knowing that your husband is very abusive, right? And physically abuse, verbally and mentally. What motivates you? Definitely to file for PPO, it requires a lot of courage. It requires a lot of mental strength from the woman itself, and definitely this process of thought, right, is a series of discretion where you will assess your whole entire situation in life, because it can be a stigma for some, right? What if I file for PPO? My neighbors would know, my parents would know, my family members would know. So you might feel inferior on that part. And worse still, my own husband would know. That's the last thing that every woman would have fear. So the question I'm trying to pose to you, Sister Amy, is that do you have fear upon registering for PPO?
Okay, during that point of time, how it happens is that he never beat me in front of my parents before, or anyone before. So I think during that point of time, he can't control his emotion. So he beat me until I injured myself lah. I was having a nose bleeding during that point of time, right in front of my sister.
Your sister?
Yeah, younger sister.
So she witnessed that?
Yes, she witnessed that. So
I'm sure she's also afraid to come in now.
Yes,
because the man is powerful. Yeah,
correct.
But what caused that? What do you can you still recall that incident?
It's just a minor incident because I was studying for my exam tomorrow for my Jamia school.
Oh, okay.
So dia baru balik rumah.
Okay.
So he brings some of the groceries, all that. So then he sit next to me. He was playing game. Then he say, okay lah, you go and help me. He tell me lah, go and help me, go and potong ayam. Just a simple issue, Then I say, I do it later. I'm studying for tomorrow exam. Maybe you can do it. So then I can't remember what remarks that I throw to him that he get upset. I think like macam, sometimes when we women, we also can get emotional. So maybe I say, alah, minta tolong sikit pun tak boleh. Maybe I can't really recall what happened.
Yeah.
Then he just, without saying any words, he just slapped me on the face. Yeah, but I can't really remember is a slap or is a punch. Because what I can recall, when I get angry, then we start to have the commotion inside the house. My nose already bleeding. So I can't remember what he do. He slapped atau he punched on my face. But he admit during our court hearing in front of the judge that he only slapped me. But physically, I can't remember what he do lah.
But that I believe that injury doesn't just scar your face, you see?
Yeah.
It scar your heart, definitely. Because I think it is something that will trigger that memory side of you for a
Yes.
very long time, you know.
Yeah, correct.
Maybe Ustazah, can you also enlighten us, right? Macam berikan kata hikmah on this part where women are being abused time to time again, and there is many women out there who are still afraid, takut suami. And ni kalau aku report, suami aku bantai aku lagi teruk. And so what is your message to women seperti ini?
Yeah, that story, your story, macam what I understand is like some of the men, dia because from your story, like you ada pergi belajar, she go study. Maybe the husband is inferiority complex. I mean low self esteem lah. So cara dia tu mungkin dengan cara pukul lah. It's already a habit kan, dengan marah sikit-sikit pukul, okay? Jadi habit dia. Yeah. So ini yang I always say, because some I do counselling also the same. Dah pukul, never mind, nanti ugut cerai.
Ya Allah.
Then later come back lagi, sorry, I tak bermaksud. Kadang yang 3 minggu lepas pun ada. Budak ni kat dalam juga dia message saya lah, bukan datang counselling, but message. Dia kata husband dia pukul, and also anak dia, because of just a small matter lah, because anak tak nak solat. Then this anak tiri, anak tiri for husband. So I rasa betul kesian lah. Macam you tengok anak you tengok tau. Anak you tengok, you bergaduh, you kena pukul. So you mesti nak tolong diri you sendiri. Macam inilah perempuan kat luar, tolong. Jangan ingat, oh boleh lah, nanti dia dah pukul, dia dah baik, dia baik semula. Kan ada lelaki gitu, dia dah pukul, dia akan minta maaf, dia akan belikan sesuatu, minta maaf. Okay.
But doesn't this man realize their own mistake? I mean, this is something that I'm also,
because they get away with it.
Yeah, correct. They knew, but they still macam dia habit dia. Dia marah je dia buat gitu. Lepas tu saya kata, please lah, you datang pergi cari pertolongan. Mana-mana pun ada orang boleh tolong you. Saya memang suruh cari pertolongan mana-mana pun. Contoh, you pergi belajar, talk to someone yang you boleh cakap untuk share you. Bukan kawan biasa yang tak faham kan. Kalau kawan you cakap madang, sudah ceraikan sudah. Sudah kau tinggalkan sudah, macam gitu kan. Tapi kita nak dengan cara yang betul. Atasi masalah cara yang betul. And after dah malam tu dia message saya, suami diceraikan, kasih voicemail saya dengar. Saya kata, okay, you datang Saturday, kita buat counselling You datang bawa anak you, kesian. Saya kesiankan anak dia. Anak dia kira melihat lah bapak tiri pukul mak kan. Saya khawatir apa tahu, anak dia kena pukul pula dengan bapak tiri nanti. Itu yang saya khawatir.
Ataupun takut nanti anak bila dah besar, dia akan
belajar yang sama. Dia marah sangat tu kan. Jadi pagi-pagi dia message saya, suami dia punya words, minta maaf, dia tak sengaja. So Ustazah, I think I'm okay already. Saya macam marah saya belum habis, dia dah habis.
Is that easy?
Yeah, that's so easy. Macam dia boleh terima balik. Bukan maksud saya nak suruh bercerai, bukan. Tapi macam mana nak atasi masalah ni supaya kamu dapat terlindung daripada dipukul oleh suami. Macam cakap ambil PPO, it's okay, tapi fahamkan suami you lah kan. Macam apa, kenapa perlu gini. Tapi ada suami tak suka lah bila isteri ambil PPO, nanti dia dah rasa macam lagi menjauh lah, macam nak bercerai pula kan.
Definitely for men, definitely when a wife file for PPO, the man will feel inferior in a way that I think I have failed myself as a husband.
Correct.
But this is something that I gather the information from friends, relatives, and also by communicating with a lot of men out there and understanding them. Most men, we have ego. That's the word lah actually.
Correct.
The egoistic line within a man is something that they are not able to let go. And women definitely would want to cross that line and meddle with it. You know, you get what I mean? So that's the dynamic of men and women out there, especially for husband and wife. And maybe I want to also let Sister Amy maybe finish up or maybe carry on with her sharing about her experience between herself and her husband. Maybe right after you file for PPO, and after that you know that that you have distant. I mean, your husband have distanced himself from you, and you yourself also are engaged with other activities like diploma in you took your diploma in Sharia and so on, and work. So please carry on from there maybe.
Okay. I will start with, okay, first of all, I thought that usually people who on drugs, they can tend to be very aggressive. So we are aware of drugs like since 2013. So that commotion happened in 2017. So I would expect that macam my expectation thinking that okay, we are away from drugs.
Clean
so
lah.
clean,
You
totally clean. So we thought that he won't react that way previously lah. Macam yang sebelum tu dia ada pukul semua. But then I realised that naturally is his character. Yeah, his character dia memang macam gitu.
Panas baran lah.
Panas baran. So what happened is that during that commotion, I dah marah, so I chased him out from my parents' house. But he refused. He refused to go out. So I went out. I went out. I rent my own kekam bilik lah, my own room at my friend place lah for about nearly 6 months.
Okay.
So during that period of 6 months, I get to know from my younger sister, my late younger brother, semua yang he been manipulating my families. So during that stage where I rented a room outside, I was totally alone, and finally I opened up to share with my previous friend lah, my old working colleagues lah. So I stay with her. Then she advised me, I think it's best that you file for PPO lah, because I really can't decide whether I want to go for divorce or I still want to continue with the marriage. So in the process of filing the PPO, then I communicate with my ex-husband during that point of time through only Facebook private message. So I say that he still want to work out with our marriage. Dia cakap sayang, dah ada rumah, dah bikin rumah, he spend a lot on the house. So during that point of time, I pula macam fikir, oh, so you are more macam treasure prioritize the house rather than my feelings. Then I admit to him lah, I say, kalau you ask me now, I would say that memang dah tawar hati lah. Like I don't consider of proceeding further because at the same time I filed to Sharia for counselling. On the day that I filed for PPO, I filed with Sharia also. Tapi he said that give our marriage a chance. So I decided to give a chance lah. But when we go back together in our own house, no longer my parents' house, it's very awkward. We stay with each other, but we acting like a stranger. We don't talk to each other that much. During that point of time pun, because of my late younger brother staying with us, he follow me. So our conversation bila dia ada, bila dia tak ada, both of us macam stranger lah. We don't talk to each other. I in my own world, dia dengan dia punya dunia dia lah.
I see.
So in event macam kalau nak makan ke apa, just baru message. We more comfortable with WhatsApp rather than talk to each other.
So it boils down to a communication punya problem lah. It actually, in fact, a lot of failed relationships lah. Doesn't have to be marriage, could be friendships, could be even with among working colleagues. It's communication lah, which is the most important thing. So like for some couples, you know, when they feel more comfortable writing to each other, then you will know that something's not right there lah. Macam, you know, because you cannot be macam terus terang dengan each other. That kind of thing. So I'm just curious, when you were sharing about macam your life with your husband, you guys were clean for some time, right? So that means when you were married to 2014, for how long have you been married actually?
For until today is 6 years.
6 years. Okay, so throughout this time, I mean, like for the first few years, all the way it's been clean lah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you were thinking that macam maybe when he's off drugs, so that's why maybe dia rasa macam ketagih ke, or is it, you know, that's why dia macam rasa marah gini, that kind of thing, or is it bila dia ambil drugs tu then baru dia macam dia punya temper dia not so bad, atau you know, does it?
No, actually, when he out of drugs, dia punya temper dengan bila dia dengan drugs pun lebih kurang sama.
Okay. So it's the character.
Yeah, so I don't see any difference. Dia memang panas baran. Dia easily get triggered. Even like this is what I realised. He want it to go on his way also. So for me also, I have my own way. So kita dua-dua pun memang Okay, kan ada panas barang masing-masing. It's just that we can't come to any agreement. Most of the time, let's say I say, oh, I don't like you to do that. He also don't like me to do this. But okay, for me, like I used to, before I hijrah, that means I used to buat tarian. So after marriage, he say, okay, you cannot do tarian anymore, all that. Then I say, okay, fine. But at certain things where I want a negotiation with him, example like, dia suka fishing. Then he want to go fishing sampai pukul 2-3 pagi. Of course I tak suka. So like certain kind of thing macam all small issue bila we can come to agreement, benda tu jadi macam maybe for me kita perempuan kita suka simpan. So kita simpan then that thing jadi macam dendam lah. I believe it's dendam lah. So sooner or later, then after that, then bila I used to like to tegur, end up I just choose not to talk lah. That's what my final decision lah. Okay, kan? I chose not to say anything. You do whatever things you want to do.
And you know what? What happens? You know, when a woman stops talking to you, then you better be worried, really. Really, because that means they have already given up.
That silence.
He don't notice that.
He silent just, killer.
I'm not so sure he don't notice or he just refused to notice. I don't know.
Do you know about this song, not Killing Me Softly? Right. So when a woman keeping herself quiet, silence most of the time, I think that itself macam it has that nature of like macam it kills them softly, you see, from the inside. And then I want to pose this question because
from there then you can tell whether the man really actually cares about you or not.
Yeah, true.
You know,
I want to actually ask about this aspect from your marriage itself. You have been married, right, with your husband for a few years, and I believe both of you have a lot of discussion on this topic where that you try to conceive. Yes. Your husband also want to ada zuriat lah. So my question is, kalau seandainya ni kalau kita tanyakan in a very general perspective, kalau seandainya ada in your marriage you have children, would that have another effect or maybe have another light to your marriage?
Probably yes lah. I would say probably yes, because maybe I think we did discuss about this also. We did try a few methods lah. We did try a few methods like petua orang tua. Then we did try also through medical science, the IUI, IVF. I think those under the government one lah, under hospital. But I think through the process also when we tried, which is during the first year of marriage until around 2016. So that 2016, the incident where happens at KK lah. Incident happened at KK. We are supposed to make another appointment for the IVF. I think it's in vitro fertilization. Okay, for that process. Sekali, I think I normal. I like to comment macam alah queue panjang macam I like to comment certain things. So suddenly he just trigger. He shout at KK.
Is it because dia rasa malu atau dia rasa depressed?
I'm not so sure.
Pasal macam okay, maybe I can open this discussion for everyone, macam for Ustazah also because maybe for a man when you go through this series of macam IVF ataupun whatever medical approach to have to conceive, trying their best to conceive as husband and wife. For men maybe diorang feel macam ada ego, ada hurt sikit, ada macam rasa terguris dalam hati mereka and depressed because aku laki-laki, aku tak boleh kasih zuriat, macam that kind of mentality. Maybe for Ustazah, is that the case mostly for husband and wife yang go through this kind of situation tak?
Pada pandangan saya, macam contohnya kita tahu, saya pun educator for marriage preparation course dalam satu topik tu kita ada macam mana kita get to know their family atau background. So memang sebagai isteri tu kita kena tahu background suami kita, family mana dia datang kan. Jadi apa-apa tu saya sangat sarankan kita seek for help lah. Maksud saya dengan cara Kalau kita tahu lelaki ni datang daripada background yang mak bapak bercerai, mesti ada something. Ataupun selalu dia kena pukul bantai, mesti ada yang tak kena dengan dia.
Yes.
Sebab ni memang psikologi dia gitu. Kemudian macam hari tu saya cakap, yang baru saya counselling tu, saya sarankan pergi belajar agama. And she did came, and dia datang tu dia boleh bawa husband dia. Saya macam bersyukur lah.
Yes.
Maknanya dia bawa husband dia pergi belajar. Bukan senang kan, tapi suami nak ikut. Sebab saya dah kata apa-apa, you yang kena positif, you kena yakinkan suami you macam mana boleh pergi belajar. Belajar agama ni penting.
Betul.
And because betul, lelaki ni kadang-kadang because of ada sebab tau yang trigger dia sampai dia boleh mengamuk, dia boleh pukul, jadi marah. Something yang macam kita ada touch punya ego dia lah. Ada yang tak kenal lah daripada background ni, kita nak kena tahu kenapa. Kenapa dia gitu. Kenapa dengan benda tak sebenarnya dia marah kan. Salah satu macam saya kata tadi, dia ada low self-esteem because mesti daripada family background. Either dia kurang kasih sayang atau dia tak pernah rasa dihormati. Jadi kadang-kadang dalam hubungan suami isteri tu, isteri dia lebih tinggi kan, kedudukan ke, pelajaran ke. Suami ni macam orang ni pun sama, suami tidak. Jadi dia punya rasa rendah diri tu ada. Dia rasa dia tidak berharga, tidak dihormati. And dia pernah post kat Facebook pun, dia nak isteri dia hormat dia. Maksud dia sampai bukan kata hormat je, dia senaraikan lagi apa-apa benda tu. Contohnya kadang-kadang decision is more to wife, right? Jadi dia macam rasa kenapa tak aku tak dihormati. Yang lelaki pula saya nak ingatkan, pertama, kalau you nak jadi leader, you sebagai khalifah atau leader ataupun pemimpin, you kena ada ilmu.
Betul.
Kan? Itu sebabnya kena siapkan diri dengan ilmu. Kan? Jadi siapkan diri dengan ilmu. Macam mana jadi seorang pemimpin yang baik. Sama juga kita wife, sama. Dan macam saya kata tadi, terus menerus belajar agama. Belajar agama ni bukan setakat kita tahu diri sembahyang itu, tapi macam mana nak menangani masalah rumah tangga kita yang senantiasa dia ada. Rumah tangga ni senantiasa ada. Bukan kata dah belajar agama tak ada masalah. Banyak juga yang saya ajar agama ada masalah rumah tangga. Tapi dengan belajar agama, insyaAllah
ada panduan.
Panduan. Dia boleh kontrol diri you. Macam mana cara nak sabar. Pasal saya memang selalu tekankan, you practice this 5S dulu. Saya kata pasal apa? Sebab to me, SQ is very important. So 5S tu saya kata tolong sucikan hati. Bersihkan hati you. Sucikan hati maknanya apa pun you buat is because of Allah. You kena ikhlas bantu suami because of Allah. Jadi saya tekankan sucikan hati. Kedua, saya selalu kata syukur. Syukur maknanya senantiasa berterima kasih dengan Allah. You nampak baik je, jangan pandang buruk suami, you cari yang baik dia saja. Sama juga suami cari isteri yang mana baik dia. Syukur maknanya Kemudian sabar. How to control yourself. Sabarlah. Sebab you sabar tu bukan bererti macam tadi saya kata, macam dia kata diam, silent tu memang. Tapi diam tu bukan berarti terus menerus, tapi cari jalan. Mudah-mudahan ada cara untuk kita atasi masalah ni. Duduk dengan baik, cakap kan. Dan kalau bercakap, kata saya tu, tolonglah pandang isteri atau suami tu dengan penuh kasih sayang. Sebab dari mata kita tu dia dapat rasa. Kan rasa tu penting. Tengok dengan penuh kasih sayang, dengan penuh hormat. So isteri pandang suami dengan penuh hormat. Itu yang suami nak. Dia nak dihormati tau. Kemudian isteri pun, suami pandang isteri dengan penuh sayang kan. Kemudian kata-kata kita, hati-hati dengan kata-kata. Jadi bila kita dah diam, kita dah cool down, kita boleh bercakap dengan baik. Tadi kita tak boleh fikir yang baik kan. Ketiganya tadi saya kata apa tadi? Suci, syukur, sabar. Dan saya kata banyaklah senyum.
Masya Allah.
Saya selalu ajar siapa pun yang datang kat saya, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm safe, I'm worthy. Tu 5 tu saya selalu suruh mereka senantiasa ucapkan.
Masya
Sebab
Allah.
apa nak hantar message kat you punya subconscious mind, you are happy, you are healthy, you are wealthy, and you are worthy and safe. Safe from other. Kalau you tak protect diri you, nanti senang kena pukul kan. Senyum tu banyak selalulah. Apa-apa pun senyum. Jadi suami pun tengok sisi senyum. Yang keempat jangan lupa, yang kelima sedekah lah. Atau sedekah tu senyum boleh kata senyum tu sedekah, masuk sedekah. Tapi also salam. Salam tu maknanya nombor 5 saya ambil salam lah. Salam tu maknanya di mana kita berada, kita senantiasa memberi keselamatan pada orang lain. Ingat kita nak buat baik dengan orang kita. Dan selalu kata orang Islam kau ucapkan salam.
Adakah dia salam sejahtera, Ustazah? Macam masuk kasih sejahtera kepada orang lain.
Kasih sejahtera pada orang lah. Maknanya kita ada je orang merasa selamat dengan kita pun selamat dengan orang lain kan. Di samping kita doa. Saya kata the power is doa. Doakan kesejahteraan orang lain. Doakan suami. Yang saya selalu ajar, baik suami, isteri, anak-anak, ibu, doa you tu kasih dia dengar sikit. Dengan doa you kasih dia dengar tu, insyaAllah ada perubahan. Sebab you sebut nama Allah. You doa, ya Allah, makin suami aku keluar, makin dia berjaya. Anything yang positif ni doa kasih dengar. Contohnya ya Allah alhamdulillah. And doa macam contoh dia kasih kita duit. Kita rasa dia akan merasa dihargai tau. Rather than isteri bila dapat duit je macam you tahu tak cukup ni duit gaji gini kan. Itu dia akan terasa macam tak dihargai lah. So kita doa alhamdulillah you kasih ni, mudah-mudahan ya Allah suami aku lebih berkatilah rezeki dia. Then all the positive cakap ni insya-Allah memberi kesan pada suami lah.
Masya-Allah.
Insya-Allah itu.
Ni bukan satu perkara yang mudah.
Tapi
easy tu.
I rasa bila Ustazah mention about how macam like some guys rasa macam tak dihormati, tak dihargai. It could be dorang punya background. This one I strongly believe lah, because it could be the upbringing you see of our sons you know. So macam kalau since they were young, macam maybe they are always macam like selalu maybe kena pukul atau you know, so they don't actually get to explore dorang punya emotions when they were younger. So sampai sekarang. So because of that dia macam they are emotionally deprived. And also because maybe it could, one of the main factors I believe could be also their relationship with their fathers. How they are treated by their parent. Most important is the relationship with the father lah. And also perhaps all the things that maybe they had childhood trauma. The things it for me it always leads back to childhood lah. So macam since in dorang punya childhood punya days they might have gone through some really terrible things in their life that they did not settle tau within themselves. So macam benda tu macam all the way dah inside dia tak release tau. So benda yang kat dalam dia tak settle dalam diri dia. So that's why macam nanti sikit-sikit dia bingit dengan dia bingit dia. So macam orang macam confused macam what did I do, you know, that kind of thing. So that could be one of the things.
Sure lah, like tell me story just now lah. Sikit je trigger je nak pukul kan. Ada something yang dia dah pendam lama. Jadi dia tunjukkan dengan marah dia, dengan pukul dengan itu. Itu dia luahkan kat dalam dia tu. Itu yang
saya nak tanya kepada Ustazah, there's this fine line between sifat perikemanusiaan dan juga bergejola dengan nafsu amarah seseorang laki-laki itu Kerana ini satu perkara yang saya rasa saya harap jugalah ni platform saya dapat kita berdapat ketengahkan isu-isu ini agar ramai lagi mereka-mereka kaum Adam kita dapat memahami aspek ini dengan lebih jelas lagi. Jadi there's always this fine line tau Ustazah. Mana seseorang laki-laki tu dia akan meddle with it ataupun play around with fire, I would say. Ada ego, ada juga nak bersifat perikemanusiaan. Dan ada kala dan kebanyakan kali kan selalunya adalah mereka lebih cenderung kepada menegakkan sifat ego mereka lebih daripada bersifat perikemanusiaan kepada isteri mereka sendiri. Mungkin Ustazah boleh berikan lebih lanjutan mengenai on this topic actually.
Yalah, kita tahu semua orang ada apa maksud saya tu saya mau tu contohnya lah lelaki ni dia memang ada ego dia, kita faham. Sebab sebenarnya kita semua ada. Tapi kenapa lelaki lebih menonjol bila dengan cara marah, dia tak tahu nak luahkan. Sebab selama ni kan dia dah suppress dia punya feeling tu. Jadi dia tak tahu nak luahkan. Dia tak tahu nak tak ramai lelaki yang tahu nak cakap, nak memuji isteri ke, nak cakap sayang ke, tak ramai lelaki yang tahu. Boleh dikira lah, mostly lelaki tak tahu. Tapi perempuan, isteri kadang dia perlukan benda tu. Dia nak perlu lelaki tunjukkan kasih sayang or validate dia punya feeling. Lelaki tak tahu nak validate dia punya feeling pun kan. Tapi macam saya kata, kita semua ada hawa nafsu. Kalau tak ada hawa nafsu pun teruk juga. Tetapi bagaimana kita dapat kendalikan, jaga emosi kita penting kan. Jadi macam saya tadi tekan first saya dah cakap, hati penting sucikan diri kita. Jaga hati kita, bersihkan. Maknanya dengan jaga kita punya emosi pun nak kena jaga. Itulah sebabnya perlu sangat lelaki ni, saya kata kena ada ilmu, kena pergi belajar, kena buat cakap suami pergi belajar. Kadang-kadang suami tak nak, bukan senang nak suruh pergi belajar kan. Jadi ini peranan isteri. Saya pernah juga ada yang datang bertahun tau. Suami rasa tak bersatu suami isteri. Tapi macam cakap tadi lah, tinggal serumah tak bersatu. Tapi bila isteri pergi belajar, isteri akan share apa yang dia belajar dengan saya. Akhirnya suami ikut datang belajar. Suami datang belajar sebab isteri dah mula ada confident diri lah kan. Jadi mula share. Jadi itu yang maksud saya tu, macam you penting pergi belajar. Kalau you tak dia pergi belajar, hari ni you akan ikut terus ikut nafsu, tak boleh tahan marah, tak boleh kontrol marah. Kan macam itu at least boleh lah. Ada sebab lah, macam saya kata, macam you cakap background dia, family dia, sebab gitu, kenapa. Jadi penting juga saya katakan tadi, suami isteri komunikasi yang berkesan tu salah satu nak kena belajar lah cara komunikasi yang benar. Okay, kalau tidak nanti komunikasi breakdown lah. Okay.
Masya Allah. I want to give this allowance also to get Sister Amy to share the next phase of her marriage. When just now was more to macam her fear, overcoming her fears, right? Filing for PPO and then being upfront there, and then after that the consequences of when she filed for PPO. What's the consequences? We have already discussed on that part already. So maybe I would love Sister Amy to actually carry on from that part. Yeah.
Okay, I think first of all I want to add on apa yang tadi Ustazah Laila ada sebutkan, pasal suami belajar agama. So masa tu during that period I studied for diploma in Sharia. So what happened is that that moment I wanted to share with him, like saying that I learned this one, I learned that one, then I give some infos, but at a certain moment dia pula macam ada rasa ego dia macam tercala lah, because for him maybe he take it that I'm teaching him. So certain things macam it's just a normal standard statement lah, macam dia we quote about suami syurga suami di telapak syurga isi di telapak kaki suami. So when we learn also we have to know like in certain hadith whether this is true or not. So for what I understand is that syurga anak is di bawah telapak kaki ibu, something like that. So I do have like a discussion with him. I say that for what I understand, yes, isteri kena taat dengan suami. So he start to vent out saying that you belajar agama sesat, all that. Because maybe
but you were learning from Jamia. How can that be sesat, right?
So I tell him, why not you come and go and belajar agama.
I see.
So he choose to belajar ngaji with his own friend. So I am not so sure whether his friend ni ada ARS ke, or whether go through the proper punya studies lah. So I also don't want to judge on that, and I don't want to comment, because my husband, he's the type who tak boleh kena tegur in a sense. So for me, okay lah, I want to learn. I want to learn in a proper way, so I find a proper school. But for him, dia macam mungkin ego, he don't feel comfortable studying in school. So he get someone, his own friend, where he claimed that his friend is also graduate from QTRS and ARS, something like that lah. So I'm not so sure how true is that. So after that, I think during the period after I filed PPO, I go back to him. Then we lead our year from 2017 to 2019. So ada certain event he tried to like bring me out, go for celebrate for anniversary, go to like spending time together, two of us only. I can see that he made an effort lah.
I see.
He made an effort. But naturally, it's just me myself dah tak boleh. So maybe because in a way I would say that I did not forgive him. I did not forgive him. So I even macam mana I try my best to act normal. I just have the barrier for myself to actually go further than that. So macam he try to be nice. That's why I don't put the blame totally on him. I would say that after that process, after the PPO, he even try to be nice to me. It's just that I choose not to lah. I choose not to.
Is it due to the series of abuse that you have received before, and not just physical, the mental, the verbal abuse, and you know that you as a woman, I can't take this anymore. You know, I have a value as a woman. I want to be a career woman. I want to learn about the religion of Islam. I want to pursue my diploma and so on, and your studies. And you know that all these are positive impacts in your life, and you don't want a negative a proportion that comes to it,
which is good. That means macam Allah dah bukakan hati you, sebab you already
understand,
lafazkan niat that okay, you know what, I want to change, I want to progress, you know, because kadang-kadang kita perempuan macam we would like, you know, I okay lah, for me, my late father lah my mum nak pergi umrah, for so long nak pergi umrah, then I say pergi je lah, but she is waiting for my late father, and then you know, men kan kadang-kadang kita macam tunggu dorang, so macam in the end my father pass away, so macam you know, so sometimes in that kind of situation, sometimes if kadang-kadang kita agama ni, kita sebagai isteri, kita nak tunggu suami, that kind of thing kan. So kadang-kadang macam maybe it's okay to like pursue on our own.
Maybe
macam,
we can get Ustazah to give some light on that. It's better to get Ustazah punya point of view.
Alhamdulillah, saya memang tertarik lah dengan apa yang Amy lakukan ya. Maksudnya kita kena keluar lah daripada itu kan, daripada kita nak stay lagi kan. Memang of course everything, apa-apa pun kita minta pertolongan dari Allah lah. Kita ada Allah. Saya selalu tekankan orang yang datang kat saya tu, memang saya buat counselling tu memang saya kena kaitkan pada Allah lah. Kita ada Tuhan. Pertama sekali macam saya katakan, kalau orang datang counselling dengan saya tu, bila dia dah cerita saya kan, maknanya kita akan cakap orang reda in a way macam mana kan. Maknanya pertama sekali saya akan ajar diorang suruh sebut inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. Maknanya kita tahu ni istirja, maknanya saya suruh praktikan 3I. Istirja ni maknanya kita bila sebut tu kita reda lah, kita maknanya benda ni dah terjadi. Bila dah terjadi, serahkan pada Tuhan. Kita harapkan baik, insya-Allah Allah kasih baik. Lepas tu you tahu tak, bila you istirja tu, Allah in return akan kasih you apa? You akan rasa keampunan dari Allah. Maybe kita ada buat silap atau ada apa, Allah akan ampunkan kita. And secondly, kita akan rasa kasih sayang Allah. Janji Allah dalam surah Baqarah, Allah kata ini janji Allah, Allah kasih kita keampunan dan kasih sayang Allah, dan insya-Allah Allah akan kasih kita petunjuk. Macam what Amy dah buat ni, pergi belajar sana, ini memang bagus to upgrade diri kita supaya kita lebih confident, lebih kita buat benda yang baik. Jadi satu istirja, kedua istighfar tu maknanya kita tahu banyak istighfar. Sebab apa? Kita ni dalam keadaan kesedihan. I believe bukan senang. Kita berpisah dengan orang yang kita kasihi dah bertahun-tahun, our first love, everything like that. It's not that easy. Sebab dia ada kena mengenai dengan hati. So banyak istighfar. Dengan istighfar tu kita tahu Allah akan mudahkan jalan kita. Nabi dah janji dengan istighfar akan dapat kegembiraan di sebalik kesedihan. Pertama. Keduanya, jalan keluar dari setiap masalah. InsyaAllah ada jalan keluar. Kita jangan terfikir-fikir apa jalan kedua. Allah pasti tolong. Ketiganya, rezeki kita yang tak disangka-sangka. Rezeki ni macam-macam. Kehidupan kita lebih baik dan rezeki kehidupan kita lebih baik akan datang dengan pekerjaan baik, dengan keluarga kita bertambah baik. Alhamdulillah. Itu. Dan ketiga tu, teruskan ibadah. Jangan lupa ibadah tu penting. Maknanya dekatkan diri dengan Allah, jauhi larangan Tuhan.
Masya Allah.
Kan itu 3I tu you practice lah, insyaAllah. Mudah-mudahan Allah beri kekuatan lah.
Amin. Masya Allah. Nasihat yang sangat Masya Allah, dan memberikan manfaat kepada masyarakat Islam kita. And allow me to post this next phase of our conversation and discussion to Sister Amy. I believe right after all that incident, right, there's something there's this great incident that happened in your life, right? When you want to elaborate further on that, man. No doubt you went through a lot of depressed moments in your marriage, right? Then what really happened right after that? That I believe is something big lah, something big that maybe you want to share with our viewers and listeners.
Okay, I think in 2018, my mom passed away. During that time, I'm still with my husband lah. So that period 2017 to 2019, kira kan memang kita dah tak communicate sangat. We are like totally strangers.
Okay.
So 2019 in March, we decided to perform umrah. So during that time, before going umrah, I told my husband that time, I think we have to think about where should our marriage being leading to lah. So he said that he can't decide now. He will only let me know after Umrah. Okay, so we proceed with Umrah. First he wanted to cancel because he know that I started about asking about marriage. He wanted to cancel. Then I say, if you cancel, I cannot go. So because my father bring my sister, so he have to bring me lah.
So you really want to go lah?
Yeah, I really want to go. So kita pergi 4 orang, but I think even dekat sana, I think there's I would say there's few signs that we notice. I'm more with my father and my sister. Dia dengan jemaah yang lain lah. Dia banyak spend time dengan jemaah. Sebab jemaah kita banyak yang muda-muda.
I see.
So those youngsters yang pergi adik-beradik, those youngsters yang ada kan young couple, young married couple. So dia banyak spend time dengan dorang. So even like that time kita going for the Jabal Nur, we wanted to go up. So I remember we climbing up, going to the Gua Hira. I think the one who taking care of me is my father. Dia tak tahu pergi mana. I think he go with the other jemaah on his own. So I think on the first day of my umrah there, after the tawaf, that night also I think I receive a sign. I receive a sign that I remember I wake up around 1 a.m. I wake up around 1 a.m. Then I mimpi yang dia jatuhkan talak satu.
Yeah. Masya Allah.
Wow. Masya Allah.
Okay. I see.
So bila we go back, I still never mention anything about my dream to anyone. So when I think I approach him to get something, to get macam barang-barang rumah. So dia just venge inside the WhatsApp pula. He say, do you treat me like a fool? Apa ni, I already give you the allowance, you can buy on your own, something like that lah. So dari situ saya decide, saya cakap okay lah, kalau kita tak ada sefahaman, I might as well I just leave the house lah. There's no point for us to be together lah. We like wasting our time. So at the same time, dia pun cakap okay, you can leave the house, you go back to your parents' place. So that is the time where I decided to move on. So that was in April 2019.
I see.
Yeah, about 1 month after our umrah. Yeah, so I left lah. I left, my father tolong angkat barang semua, everything. So he's staying in that house while I'm staying with my parents.
Definitely it's not an easy phase for you as a woman. And knowing that you require all the support that you need, right? Walk through with us, how important is your father being there for you?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, maybe you can help us share on that light, and maybe our listeners and viewers can understand on that part. Yeah.
I think for my father, daripada I think since young lah, consider before my sister enter our family lah, because my sister and me about 13 years gap. So I'm the youngest during that point of time. So apa-apa my father will pamper me, prioritize me. So kan whether I buat salah ke apa, he still support me lah. Even after my release on my first DRC, he always there to help me, to guide me, to provide any support. Yeah. For both I think for my family, I would say that we are almost perfect family. Yeah. I think, okay, for my siblings pula, I think among my siblings, I'm the most mischievous. The most mischievous, the most rebellious. Tapi I would say they never give up on me before.
Masya Allah.
Yeah.
That's good lah. I think during this kind of situations, especially in marriage, our family jugalah will always be there for us and everything. And also when you mention about your umrah punya trip, I think that really bila kita dah jejak kat tanah suci, macam anybody, I think like Allah knows best macam anybody who is searching for answers will usually get it there lah. You know. Yeah. So I think it's quite,
in the umrah experience, my father did experience a bad experience lah. Cuma bila I dah balik rumah, then my father start to tell me the story what he experienced, because at Umrah, I sleep with my sister.
I see.
So my father is with him. So my father experienced certain things where I think he being rude to my father. Then he didn't respect my father.
Dekat Tanah Suci
Tanah Suci.
Ya Allah.
Yeah, so I think my father did confronted him in front of the Ustaz also saying that Ustaz, you see how my son-in-law behaved towards me. My father did not share that with me during at Tanah Suci. I think he's scared I get triggered also. Because for me, I don't like when that kind of things happen to my
Kita
family.
pun protective with our family. It's like that. It's natural.
So my father didn't even tell me. Sampai ada balik rumah itu pun I get to know from my sister-in-law.
No, furthermore, kita kat Tanah Suci, kita punya fokus tu nak beribadah kan, bukan nak bergaduh kan, bukan nak berkuaral dan sebagainya. So I think your father make a very wise punya decision not to tell you that.
Correct. Yeah, true.
So when I wanted to go through this process of divorce kan, he support. He supported that. He said that I think if you think that is the best decision for you, I will still support.
Fathers and daughters they always protect their daughters.
Definitely, with their life, with their life.
True.
Then okay, maybe we want to escalate this story further. Right after Umrah trip, then after that, bring us maybe a few years. I mean, maybe 1 year after that, right in 2019. What is the most prominent thing that have happened in your life, due to your failed marriage?
Okay, that period of going through the process of filing everything, he still refused to pronounce talak. Then I was so stressed,
depressed, and also engaged in certain.
Kan ibarat orang cakap apa, gantung tak bertali lah gitu. So he just don't want to pronounce talak. Even
why? What's the main reason that you notice that dia benar-benar tak nak?
During the conversation, I noticed that dia kata dia sayang rumah.
Oh yeah, you have mentioned as well.
Dia sayang rumah, dia dah spend a lot renovation, all that. Then I get to know that he utang for that renovation. Then I say, I don't even have any knowledge that you utang. And I don't know what you do to the house, because after our kikan, after we get back together, I tahu I go back to that house, rumah dah siap. So how you do it, I don't know. I don't interfere on that.
Right.
So get to know that dia dah hutang, dia sayang rumah. Then he say it's better for us to actually try to work things out. Then I say there's no point.
For the sake of the house, not for the sake of the marriage.
Then I say I cannot for the sake of the house, just because we want the house, you want a comfortable life, because he can't apply the house without marrying without me. So I say it's not fair for me. I think we should seek our happiness after our separation. Then after that, you can lead your own way, I can lead my own way. So even mediation, we try to come to agreement. Then during mediation also he still don't want to pronounce talak. So I was really get upset. I was out of focus a while, dekat kerja, dekat sekolah. Then I think for sekolah, it affect my grades it affect my grades. For work, I think my HR, my GM semua, they knew what I'm going through. But being a staff, I think I have to, I cannot portray myself as very weak.
Correct.
So I act normal at work. So I try to macam I don't know where I get the strength lah. Basically, I think I get the strength for my family. I have some friends pun dah tahu, sebab I think during the raya of 2019, he just post himself as single. So everyone start to call me, say that, hey, you no longer with your husband, is it? He posting in Facebook that he's single mingle, something like that.
Right.
Then I said, I don't know. I don't have his Facebook because we are. Then I said yes, we are no longer together. We are in the process of divorce lah. But in a way that he posting that in Facebook, but he don't want to let me go. So I'm confused lah. I'm confused. I'm stressed. So there's this one period where after the mediation, right? After few days after mediation, because of this problem, we have an argument in WhatsApp also. Then I got triggered. That okay, maybe I want to relax myself. I contact one of my friend. So I take drugs. I take drugs. for that 5 hours, after 5 hours, then we kena caught.
After such a long time of, I mean, this I believe this is a relapse.
Yeah,
Your
relapse.
first one will be your first one is around
2012.
12. So then
2019.
2019 is about 7 years
Yes.
gap. Wow. So that incident, the first time you repeat again that offense, then that very first time you get caught, you know, I mean, yalah, semua ada hikmah, I guess. And I think there's a reason everything that happened. Maybe we want to also give this opportunity to Ustazah. Is this normal, Ustazah? Macam benda ni adakah ia satu perkara yang
Ustazah has been working with drug offenders. And,
is this normal macam women who are depressed, then the nearest and yang paling terdekat sekali adalah
convenient,
adalah menagih. Adakah itu satu rutin?
Actually memang tak semualah kan. Tapi kebanyakannya, bila saya kadang-kadang kat prison tu, bila kita sharing session tu, mostly lah, sebab kadang-kadang putus cinta, rumah tangga. Yang ada paling saya kesian sekali bila suami meninggal. Itu saya kesian lah. Sebab apa, sampai saya kata kat mana dapat dadah macam saya heran. Cousin kasih, kawan kasih kan. Sebab kehilangan suami yang sangat dicintai. Because orang yang dicinta tu hilang kan, pergi. Sama juga macam saya kata, cinta tu penting sangat kan bagi seseorang tu. Jadi bila dia tak rasa dicintai, tak rasa dihargai, akhirnya bagi dia dadah tu boleh selesaikan masalah dia. Tapi sebenarnya bila dah masuk prison baru dia tahu tak. Nanti bila dia dah, syukurlah bagi sistem ini macam ni sekali dah kena tangkap. Itu dah hikmah dia, mudah-mudahan InsyaAllah stop sekali. Pasal apa, kalau tidak nanti akan terus ketagihan dah susah nak buang. Memang ramai lah kadang-kadang memang putus cinta, putus perkahwinan cerai-berai ni. Cerai, kahwin lagi, cerai, ada je macam itu. Nanti jumpa yang baru ni pun ada nak keluar. Saya keluar, saya nak kahwin. Saya kata bukan kahwin yang boleh selesaikan masalah awak. Saya kata cari ilmu macam mana nak atasi masalah kita, boleh kita tak ketagihan dadah. Mungkin kita ingat dengan cara bernikah kahwin dia boleh stop dadah, tak. Saya kata nanti ada masalah you cari lagi dadah. Dia akan terus menerus macam itu yang sama. Kan bila you akan ada masalah sikit, you akan pergi balik dadah. Na'udzubillah lah. Itu yang biasanya terjadi lah. Dia tak boleh diorang tak boleh ikut dengan masalah diorang.
Adakah ini mempamerkan mindanya anak-anak Melayu kita yang saya boleh berikan satu ringkasan di sini, iaitu minda yang agak kurang kekuatan mereka dalam segi mental. Betul sangat.
Kurang, mungkin dari awal tidak kita macam kurang beri macam apa, cabaran-cabaran yang hidup lah. Jadi mereka bila kena sikit, mereka tak kuat mental mereka atasi benda-benda gini. Itu sebabnya jalan keluar lah, cari dadah. Yang heran tu memang kat luar tu ramai lah. Kan dia menanti nak kasih tu. Kadang-kadang saya tanya, kenapa dia nak kasih ni? Sebab dia nak cari sama-sama kawan kan. Macam itulah. Sampai saya pesan, tolonglah you ada ambil seorang, dia ambil seorang. Jangan ajak orang lain lagi. Jangan rekrut lagi. Itulah kadang-kadang pada orang baru ni.
Ini semua pencampuran juga Ustazah.
Ya betul. Kadang-kadang kat kerja kan, macam-macam lah ada. Pasal ada satu pun saya kenal dekat tempat belajar, dia ambil kos memasak tu, kat situ pun ada orang boleh kasih dadah. Ya Allah. Jadi macam itulah. Macam ada je orang-orang yang ambil dadah ni, orang akan rekrut lah orang baru.
I think it's more of macam apa yang what Ustazah means is that before you want to find another life partner, macam whatever that you want to do, macam you settle with yourself dulu. You need to kira macam you want to love someone, you need to love yourself first.
Yes, understand yourself better.
Correct. So macam battle with your own battles yang kat dalam diri ni. A lot of us have that problem actually. But, it's ongoing.
Adding to that, actually not everyone understand that dynamic of approach within themselves. And usually
it's not easy lah.
Usually if you are blessed with good friends, guidance like macam Ustazah ke ataupun Ustaz kan, I mean you be uplift with that kind of motivational speech on a daily basis.
Family pun penting lah.
Yes,
support,
family is
very important. Family.
Family environment. Correct.
I want to ask this question to Sister Amy. Ever since when the incident happened, right? You were caught, right? On your second offense for drugs. Do you feel regret or do you feel any macam menyesal kan that you actually did it?
Basically masa tu bila I kena tangkap, I don't know, I feel macam more to bless. Sebab kalau I tak kena tangkap, I think I will continue.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah.
Then until maybe it's harder to to
So
stop. Yeah.
when this time round, when the first time I came in, I'm not ready. I don't know what going to happen. My first experience in prison. But the second time, I know what I'm going to do. So I already have a pre-planned goal. Okay, kat dalam, I'm going to do this, do this, do this. So after that, bila I keluar, I intend to go for further studies, all that. So I dah pre-plan what I want to do inside and even after I release. So I'm preparing myself indirectly lah. So it's a good thing also bila I kat dalam, I'm away from everything. So it's more to like soul searching, self-reflect myself, to understand myself better lah. So this is where I think where Ustazah Laila mentioned tadi about knowing ourselves better than before we love someone else. So I won't say that period where I kat dalam tu is enough. It will never be enough lah to understand yourself.
Yeah,
but I think for a start, it's a good thing lah. Bila I kat dalam, I try to so-called soul search myself, what I want to do, what I like to do, what exactly I need to overcome if let's say this kind of issues happen again in the future. What is my trigger? So I need to identify my trigger. So I realized that I don't have any problem other triggers like drugs or what. That is not my trigger. Actually my trigger is my own emotion. It's my own emotion that get triggered. And also I realized the second trigger thing is considered the loved one lah. It's my own husband lah. Emotion and my own husband. So these two kan, how to overcome in the future, because different people, different scenarios. So I don't know how I'm going to adapt with the situation. But for now, I can think that before I want to react onto something or what, I have to stop and think first. I have to stop and think before I do something and lead myself into trouble lah. Like what I've been through. So that's what I learned lah in the process where I in prison. I won't say in prison is a bad experience. A lot of people have this, especially Malay community. They would think that going prison, ni it's a stigma lah, saying that budak-budak prison keluar ni semua banduan tak baik. No, actually that is not true. Whatever you learn in prison, actually there's a lot of positive vibes. Whatever modules or whatever courses, whatever training that they actually teach you, actually if you really focus, if you really into the lesson, you learn a lot of things. You learn a lot of things. It really help you on your psychology and also emotionally. It's just that people sometimes, those who want to change, they will notice all this. Actually, you can apply after you release. But those who still yang masih nak have fun, susah lah.
Maybe you can share what are the steps that you have taken to maybe jauhikan diri you daripada kawan-kawan yang that have some negative influences on you. So macam I think one of the first steps is also to identify that people. You know what, I think kawan-kawan ni memang tak baik lah for me. So maybe you can share macam mana you jauhikan diri you.
That process I went through after my first DRC, all those bad influence friends, I have to let go.
Correct.
Whatever it is, you have to let go. Memang they will tend to contact you in Facebook and stuff. Okay, maybe in Facebook, but not more than that lah. So it's not that kita macam ada bagi dorang, like they will think that yelah dah lupa members, all this, this kind of comment. Whatever comments they have, you just have to ignore it lah. Because they won't understand understand because they don't go through the phase of changing.
Yeah, correct.
So how I did is that I just remove all these bad influence friends. Then at the same time I try to keep myself busy doing like works, more like to have a goal. What I want to have
Achieve,
in life.
Correct.
Life.
Focus on your own progress. Yes, mashallah.
But it seems like your second encounter on your drug offense is more of you finding it rather than that thing find you.
Correct.
Right? If you allow me to put it in that manner. Because for her second encounter was she contacted her friend who was still in the scene of drugs, right? And her searching for that, it maybe is a one way to get away from all her depressed problems, you see.
Correct,
So I want to pose this question to Ustazah. Saya nak tanyakan pada Ustazah mengenai dinamika punya Sister Amy ni. Dia melalui gejala dadah ini dan masuk ke dalam penjara, dan dalam penjara dapat banyak positif punya pembangunan, program-program pembangunan dalam penjara ini. And Ustazah sendiri banyak mengendalikan program-program sedemikian. Apakah satu perkara yang paling positif yang Ustazah nampak bagi tiap-tiap bekas pesalah ini?
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Memang betul. Macam apa kata Amy kan, banyak program sangat. Kalau dia terlepas kat Muslim Counselling pun ada program-program lain yang membantu diri mereka. Sama ada kata Amy, whether dia nak ikuti atau tidak, ataupun dia nak into it or not. Kadang-kadang dia tak fokus ke dia datang is not berstay. Tapi insyaAllah ada, Alhamdulillah. To me is, tadi macam ditanya tadi, macam mana diorang kalau apa lagi, kadang-kadang saya suka perhatikan ni sebab tau. Kenapa mereka belum ada kesedaran lagi nak berubah. Sampai saya offer you keluar jumpa saya. Sebab kadang kita buat terapi.
Masya Allah.
Sampai begitu sekali saya nak tolong mereka tu. Sebab kadang-kadang it's because that why dia tak boleh, ada benda yang block dia punya diri. Masa silam. Masa silam dia. Itu yang kadang-kadang saya baru ni pun buat terapi. Satu budak ex-inmate juga. Masalahnya kecil je. Because saya selalu cakap, if you got a very supportive family semua bagus, itu bonus bagi you. Yang kalau yang family yang teruk tu memanglah saya pun kesian ni macam kita tak boleh nak terus judge mereka atau apa-apa. Kita kena faham tau, bila kita faham mereka, kita akan sayang dan kita akan nak tolong mereka.
Diorang perlukan banyak sokongan.
Diorang perlu sokongan, perlu bantuan, perlu nak. Walaupun kadang-kadang kita tengok perangai tu menyakitkan mata, tapi kita kesian, kita sayang. Bila kita datang dengan sayang tu, kita harap kita dapat tolong mereka. Satu. Kemudian saya selalu keluar, datanglah jumpa saya. Saya ada center, saya boleh tolong awak buat terapi. Because kadang-kadang saya buat hipnosis dengan diorang untuk input positive thing, untuk buang masa lalu, all the negative yang masa lalu, yang baru ni pun saya buat. Kecil je, masa lagi kecil. Sebab bapa pisahkan dengan nenek, itu kan kadang benda-benda kecil tu dia boleh berlarutan.
Teringat
dia semua kat dalam. Jadi macam mana nak buang tu benda. Memaafkan, macam Amy cakap tadi, memaafkan. Pertama maafkan diri sendiri, memaafkan orang yang nak buat kita sakit hati tu. Yang kendian-kendian suami ni semua later-later, dia sebelumnya ada benda-benda yang kita nak kena maafkan. Kita belajar memaaf diri sendirilah. Kita dah kenal diri kita pun dah buat salah kan. Kita dah naik diri kita, maafkan diri kita. Dan carilah siapa je yang buat salah kat kita, maafkanlah. Selalu ajar orang nak tidur tu muhasabah diri sikit. Maafkan. Yang dia later sikit, yang dia dulu-dulu pun jangan pergi mana-mana, bawa kau punya baggage lah. Maafkan itu. Dengan doa. Satu lagi macam saya nak ingatkan, semualah saya akan ajar orang tu macam mana talk to Allah. Kan, sebab kalau tidak kita akan cakap negatif dalam hati kita. Sampai saya ajar orang DA tapi tak ada H.
DA.
Tak ada H kata saya. Dia yang awal, dia yang akhir. Maknanya you senantiasa cakap. Kalau boleh you dengar sendiri, you cakap dengan Allah. Selalu kita doa, kadang-kadang kita doa Rabbana Atina, itu doa kan. Sebenarnya kita bercakap dengan Allah. Cakap dengan Allah, ya Allah, aku tak tahu kenapa aku sedih ni. Kita nak kena luahkan tau. Cakap je dengan Tuhan. Kalau kita nak tulislah, cakap nama Allah, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah. Itu maknanya dia yang awal, dia yang akhir. Everything semua refer kat Tuhan. InsyaAllah ada jalan keluar dia. Cakap, contohnya dia ada masalah, ya Allah, aku ni tak faham kenapa aku sedih. Ni cakap pasal emosi. Ya Allah, aku tak faham kenapa aku sedih. Adakah kerana aku berpisah dengan suami aku? Tapi kan aku dah minta pada kau petunjuk. Macam itulah kita elaboratekan apa yang kita nak cakap dengan Tuhan. Conversation tu dengan your heart. Cakap, dengarkan suara kita pun tak apa, lebih better. Jadi kita lebih yakin kat situ. Nanti insya-Allah you tengok emosi you akan lebih terkawal. Macam tadi cakap betul, apa-apa diam dulu, stop dulu, macam take a pause and fikir, cakap dengan Allah. Sebelum kita ambil tindakan yang bukan-bukan kan, sebab nanti tak boleh fikir dengan sewajarnya. Jadi bila kita cakap dengan Allah, bukan cakap dengan dekat sendiri ni, cakap sendiri ni 75% tu sampah. Maknanya setan kena cakap dengan kita. Tapi kalau kita cakap dengan Allah, insya-Allah positif. Sebut Allah, insya-Allah Allah akan kasih. You must be yakin pada itu Allah. Insya-Allah.
Ini connection kita ataupun tali pertalian kita, mana hubungan kita dengan Sang Pencipta kita. Ada kala ramai lagi masyarakat kita mungkin belum lagi ada rasa nak mendekatkan diri mereka kepada agama. Jadi satu aspek juga mungkin kalau kita nak bahaskan memang berpanjang lebar kan. Tapi secara ringkas saya nak tanyakan kepada Ustazah kan, definitely kalau manusia di luar sana, kalau mereka dalam kesusahan, mereka baru nak mencari Allah dan sebagainya. Tapi bagi Sister Amy ni, dia punya jalan cerita ni luar biasa kerana dia sudah pun dalam mencari kan, rahmatnya Allah SWT kan, dalam perjalanan hidup dia. Akan tapi kerana dugaan demi dugaan kan, yang dilalui oleh beliau kan, amat sukar untuk dia sendiri sebagai seorang wanita untuk mengatasinya. Jadi mungkin Ustazah boleh berikan kata positif tak tentang perkara ini tak?
Apa yang boleh saya kata pada Sister Amy lah, alhamdulillah memang dia dah buat satu tindakan yang baik lah. Maknanya memang pahit lah untuk meninggalkan orang kita sayangi, tapi dengan melangkah tu insya-Allah ada jalan keluar daripada setiap masalah kita. Contoh dia sibukkan diri dia dengan pergi belajar. Itu yang paling bagus sekali. Maknanya belajar ni macam saya cakap, belajar syariah ke belajar apa saja, sebenarnya dalam agama ni untuk kita suruh belajar. Mula-mula dia dah iqra', suruh kita belajar kan, belajar. Dan saya sangat tekankan orang-orang kat luar belajar, sebab ilmu ni contoh macam saya katakan, belajar agama ni kadang-kadang orang macam tak nak belajar agama. Dia ingat belajar agama solat aja. Puasa, solat, itu saya selalu tekan, itu masih lagi IQ, masih atas lagi. Tapi macam mana nak jaga emosi kita, bagaimana nak jaga, nak praktiskan, saya kata Asmaul Husna tu dalam diri kita, supaya kita dapat berbuat, sebab kita berhubungan dengan manusia tau. Kita masuk manusia sosial yang berhubungan dengan orang lain. Jadi bukan hubungan kita dengan Allah baik, tapi hubungan kita dengan manusia lain macam mana. Jadi sebab tu dalam kelas-kelas agama ni kita kena terangkan lah, bukan halal haram saja, tapi apa, macam mana cara mengatasi masalah. Contohnya dalam kelas-kelas saya tu, walaupun fardu ain basic saya ajar, tapi saya akan masukkan. And suddenly bukan saya akan share. Of course saya share tu saya tak akan sebutkan, saya akan share, saya tak akan sebut nama orang dan not in detail lah. Tapi dari situ mereka nampak tau, mereka perlu pertolongan. Sampai ramai yang datang pada saya nanti nak tolongan lah. Kadang-kadang dengan suami yang tak pernah tak bersatu dengan isteri dah bertahun-tahun. Macam-macam lah yang datang kan. Jadi kadang-kadang dengan anak. Jadi semuanya ada masalah tu bila dalam kelas agama. Jadi sebab tu kat prison pun saya suka share macam itu. Jangan diorang boleh share dengan kita balik, sebab dia faham, kita faham mereka. Macam tadi, macam suami Amy, ex-suami kita mungkin tak tahu apa sebab dia jadi gitu. Mesti semuanya ada sebab musabab dia. Taklah sampai kita dengar sebab kita akan membenci, tapi kita nak otak kita macam mana cara kita nak tolong mereka, macam mana kita nak cari tolong mereka. Alhamdulillah banyak ustaz-ustaz kita yang sudi bantulah. Mereka tak akan judgemental lah, semua orang yang akan bantu. InsyaAllah. Saya
nak tanyakan kepada Ustazah, juga kita boleh gunakan platform ini untuk memberikan awareness and also reach out to a lot of people out there yang face this kind of issue and require support. Jadi Ustazah ni, Ustazah sendiri ada run your own center.
Yes.
Maybe Ustazah boleh namakan your center, and then at the same time di manakah pendengar kita dan viewers kita boleh contact Ustazah dan ataupun go to your center.
Ya, alhamdulillah. Memang saya buat counselling sampai orang tanya berapa nak bayar. Saya selalu cakap tujuan saya pertama je saya nak tolong orang.
Masya-Allah.
Tapi you nak kasih tu terserah, saya tak ada kisah pun. Sebab saya punya center tu actually education center. Dekat Pada Service, PADA Bukan dada tadi, PADA, pada
PADA
servis. You boleh google kat Facebook lah, kat Facebook. Jadi saya punya center kat Woodland. And saya beside that, saya tolong juga ada ex-inmate yang dah keluar. Kita ada form group, Hope Group, HOPE. Ada makna lah Hope Group tu. Itu support mereka lah juga kan.
Apa huraian daripada HOPE?
In English lah. H tu maknanya honesty. Penting sangat jujur kan. Optimistic, macam pandang jauh lah kan. Perseverance. Perseverance nak cakap endurance satu lagi tu kan. Jadi itu kita nak mereka always kita akan tekan ke tu. Pertama, jujur tu penting. Jujur pada diri sendiri, jujur pada kerana itulah hope tu kita harapkan.
Adakah ini hope khususnya bagi kaum Hawa saja?
Yes.
Okay, itu paling penting. Kita nak kena ketengahkan perkara ni.
Dan you boleh jugalah tengok kat itu. Dekat pada servis tu, dia tak ada hope kat situ, tapi you boleh contact Ustazah Laila lah kat situ kan. Pada servis tu saya punya center sendiri. I'm a principal there. Jadi beside that I did counselling. Saya akan buat counselling. Siapa pun datang pada saya tu, alhamdulillah banyaklah, ramailah, tinggallah. Sampaikan yang kena pukul ke, yang kena apa, yang ada masalah mental, semualah alhamdulillah. Semua saya bantu, insyaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Saya memang kadang-kadang yang datang kat saya punya kes semua saya macam terperanjat. Kes yang macam kita macam kadang ada kena-mengena sakit mental jugalah. Sebelum kena, saya selalu cakap parents, sebelum kena tolong, macam kadang-kadang anak dah tanda-tanda tau, tolong pasal bising ya.
Tak apa, memang gitu.
Ada tanda-tanda dah sakit mental, lekaslah pergi cari pertolongan.
Saya
kalau misal, sebab saya kata sebab saya pun volunteer kat Club Hill. Club Hill tempat orang sakit mental kan. Jadi kat situ kita banyaklah bercampur dengan orang yang sakit mental, sebab-sebabnya. Jadi sebelum melarat, lebih baik seek for help kas. Sebelum apa-apa. Sebab tu saya faham sangat kalau ada anak-anak gini, ya Allah, saya tak boleh, macam kesian nak tolong
yang
dorang.
ada anak tu lah paling kesian lah.
Terbaru ni saya dapat ada satu peminta sedekah, dia minta duit dengan saya pun macam terkejut. Yang saya sedih tu dia bawa anak dia. Saya pernah jumpa dekat Simei. Anak tu I think at that time umur 10 tahun ke seberapa. Sekarang ni saya tengok dah mendengar. Pasal saya tengok dah tinggi. Budak tu ikut dia, budak perempuan. Saya sampai sedih. Saya kata, you tahu tak, awak buat gini anak awak melihat. Saya macam sedih lah. Tapi saya rasa macam saya lupa pula nak ambil nombor telefon dia, tengok address. Kalau betul dia susah, kita beri bantuan, tak payah dia nak pergi minta-minta.
Betul.
Sebab ini merosakkan generasi akan datang.
Betul.
Anak-anak melihat gitu kan. Sama lah juga macam pukul bantai, semua mereka melihat. Betul dia belajar.
Saya amat kagum dan sangat menghargai pengorbanan individu sepertinya Ustazah Laila ni, dan juga saya rasa ramai lagi di luar sana.
Betul.
Dan ini usaha mereka dalam membentuk masyarakat kita kepada masyarakat yang lebih berwibawa. Dan saya rasa ini satu perkara juga saya harap dengan berpengkongsian and the discussion that we have today, we hope that those listening and also viewing can feel not just the struggles of Sister Amy, right? And how she overcome her life with all the challenges, right? And also the struggles and also the success stories, right, of Ustazah Laila, and reach out to kita punya community day in day out tanpa memikirkan penat lelah, dan ikhlas jalan Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Saya rasa bukan apa Ustazah, kerana untuk memperingatkan anak-anak muda kita perjuangannya orang-orang lama kita. Satu. Betul. Dan kedua, agar kita yang orang-orang awam ni dapat berikan sokongan, bukan dalam segi mata kewangan saja, iaitu berikan sokongan dalam segi sudutnya, sokongan yang berpadu dan bersatu, agar kita dapat membentuk, seperti mana saya membahas tadi, membentuk masyarakat yang lebih berwibawa, insyaAllah.
Betul, insyaAllah.
Jadi alhamdulillah, I think we have covered a lot of areas for today's punya podcast and discussion. Before kita end kita punya session, I just want to give the penutup lah from Sister Amy dan juga Ustazah. Maybe I start with Sister Amy. What is your message, right? The positive light of message for you to maybe share with our viewers and listeners, especially to women out there who are still facing with these marriage issues.
Okay, I think the message that I want to actually reach out to all women that if they have any difficulties, any problems, any emotional difficulties on handling all this, then just seek for help lah. Don't keep to yourself. I think it's really not healthy. Yeah, it's really not healthy. I think macam Ustazah Laila mentioned, there's a lot of help outside that we just need to be daring enough to actually approach these help counselors, even Ustazah or Ustaz, to share on our problems. At the same time, I think you must have this keep on having those positive thoughts, motivate yourself, don't give up lah, don't give up. And in life, I think in every human life we need to have a goal. Yeah, we need to have a goal actually to achieve something. Even though within the stage where you want to reach your goal, there's a lot of obstacles, there are a lot of challenges. But I believe if you have those positive thoughts, thinking and support, especially support lah, okay, I think you will be able to achieve what you want.
MasyaAllah. Mungkin saya berikan laluan kepada Ustazah Laila bagi penutup dan mungkin message kan Ustazah bagi orang-orang awam kita.
Okay, insyaAllah. Alhamdulillah, mudah-mudahan pasal macam Amy tadi cakap support, saya memang sangat harapkan family support, kawan-kawan punya support, siapa saja yang keliling kita yang tahu kawan kita ada masalah atau anak kita ada masalah. Tapi kita bukan makna menjauhkan diri pada mereka, tapi macam mana kita nak tolong mereka. Of course kita kalau tak ada ilmu, carilah orang ada ilmu. Dan kalau di antara kawan kita yang curahkan masalah daripada kita, jadi kita kena ada dalam mindset kita macam mana kita nak tolong orang-orang gini. Tolonglah mereka. Kalau kita tak mampu, salurkan mereka kepada tempat yang lebih mahir. Jadi ya itu sama juga pada setiap individu ni, nak masuk alam rumah tangga bukan setakat kerana dah cinta saja, tapi lengkapkan dengan ilmu. Dan bila belajar kursus rumah tangga tu memang tak cukup lagi. Itu kadang-kadang dua kali aja, 2 hari aja, ataupun kadang 1 hari. You kena belajar menuntut ilmu ni sepanjang hayat. Bukan ilmu agama, siapa any skill you kena belajar. Belajar insya-Allah. Alhamdulillah.
Masya-Allah.
Sajalah.
Masya Allah. I think sangat bermanfaat sesi podcast pada hari ini, and it's very beneficial. It's very beneficial for those who listen and viewing to this content. And we hope because first and foremost, this is just a disclaimer. The topic for today is not to offend anyone out there. It's more to discuss on the dynamics and the rooms for them to actually improve themselves as a better human being, and at the same time to educate and also create this awareness to our viewers and listeners that there is various forms of organization out there for you to reach out, for you to get help, right? And this is one great intention that we put forth on our platform of Seeker Session, and we hope that our viewers out there and listeners out there can reap all the fruits from this discussion. And to close on, before we close on before we close our discussion here for today and our podcast, for those who support our content, please do support our Patreon page. I will give the link on our video description below. InsyaAllah, may it benefit our community, for those who support our content on mental health, insyaAllah. And with that, I would like to thank sincerely from the bottom of my heart, I want to show my sincere appreciation to Sister Amy and also Ustazah Laila for coming down to Seeker Session.
Thank you so much for coming down.
Kita pun syukur, Alhamdulillah.
Masya-Allah. And with that, we hope that we can listen. We hope that our listeners and our viewers can stay tuned to us to our next episode, insyaAllah. Till then, signing off from Seeker Session. I'm Indra Sahib.
And I'm Shema Alkaf.
See you on the next episode, insyaAllah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.